Drink Cinema. Cheers.
Welcome to another episode of Two Drink Cinema. We are 2 out of 3 brothers reviewing movies 2 drinks at a time. Hello.
Hi.
Was that close?
Yeah, that was more Tassie Devil than Jack Black, I think.
Well,
but
there are
hey.
a couple of moments where Jack Black got a little bit Tassie Devil.
Let's go!
Yeah. I feel like I should start these episodes with the tagline of the movie.
School's in session.
We
Rock's
don't
in
need
session.
no education.
Oh, okay, that makes a lot more sense than whatever I said.
Yeah. I'm wearing my rockiest t-shirt
I'm wearing
from This Is Spinal Tap.
a Hot Fuzz. Because that's
Great
what was
movie.
clean.
All right. Let's drink.
Right.
Have a drink
I
about...
made up a cocktail.
Yeah, let's go.
I made up a cocktail. It's called The Teacher's Pet.
Oh, good.
Because I think that's the name of the song.
There is a song called Teacher's Pet, I think.
I think in the show.
Oh, no, Hot for Teacher.
Yeah, well, no.
Alice Cooper, Hot for Teacher.
No one was hot for that teacher. So it has in it vodka,
Yes.
apple schnapps, Chambord for because why not,
Yep.
and apple juice.
Okay.
And it looks just like whiskey on the rocks.
And an apple for teacher.
Yes. Cheers.
All right. Cheers. Tastes like
Just
apple
tastes
juice.
like apple juice.
Yep. Very sweet.
I think that's the Chambord.
The schnapps make it sweet too. Sweet
Maybe I
schnapps.
should have put more schnapps in it.
More vodka.
More everything.
Just to break up the sweetness, I reckon.
It's just apple juice. Great. I'll be fine to drive home. Speaking of driving,
Okay, let's drive through this story.
had you seen School of Rock before?
Yeah, early on.
Okay.
I don't think I'd really seen it since it kind of came out.
Okay.
But I know it has a semi-iconic place
Yeah.
in cinema.
Uh-huh.
And it certainly... Jack Black is on record as saying this is his best film,
Okay, good.
as well as
Glad
his
we can agree
favourite
on that.
film that he has done.
There's not a lot of competition.
Although he loves Bowser now that he's been in Super Mario Brothers.
Still got to watch that. That was on a plane I was on, but then I couldn't get my screen to work. Anyway.
So, all right, I'm going to talk about what there is of a story.
Yep.
I don't want to be mean to kids. Actually, no, I can say all this without being mean to kids.
Oh, God.
The kids are good,
The kids are good.
but they are not given any story time.
Oh, Chambord. Yeah.
We've talked about the Bechdel test, right?
Uh-huh.
For women.
Yeah.
These kids are a side element of this Jack Black bonanza.
Uh-huh. Yeah. And that is most apparent at the end.
Yeah. So for those about to rock, we salute you. Just putting that out there. Mm-hmm. But for those who haven't seen the movie, again, you shouldn't be listening to this episode. Go and watch the movie and come back.
Yeah.
It starts with Jack Black doing an ordinary gig at a not very well-filled venue with his band.
Yeah.
And the band is playing very well. He's just a bit OTT.
He doesn't fit with the band.
No. They all play very well. He's actually a very good guitarist. Like Jack Black and Dewey, whatever his name is.
Yeah.
Very good guitarists, but he stage dives and he's not injured. But then gets kicked out of the band. Mm-hmm. So within like the first 5 minutes, it's rock bottom for Dewey.
Yeah.
One of his best mates, who is dating one of the most one-dimensional characters in all of comedy, which is saying something, in Sarah Silverman.
Yes.
Wants the rent from him or he's going to get kicked out.
Yeah.
So then he decides to teach.
Very just struggling
Yeah.
artist. We get it.
We get the rock bottom very soon.
I will say,
Yeah.
I hope he's not paying that much rent, considering that he doesn't have a bedroom.
Yeah. Or even like curtains on the glass doors in the sunroom.
Yeah, the lounge room.
Yeah.
I don't quite get it.
And I get that he's mooching off them, and that makes the point of mooching off them.
Yeah.
Is that there's not actually a bedroom in this apartment.
Yeah,
But then he says it's his apartment,
yeah.
and Sarah Silverman says you're not paying rent.
I don't get it. She was, yeah. I don't know if I like Sarah Silverman, and
As
I
a-
think she's done a lot better things than this
As a concept,
as an actress. She might be a funny comedian, but as an
Yeah.
actress in this, it's just like, ugh, no.
she had her own show for a little
Yeah.
bit, the Sarah Silverman Project. I feel like it was called. I feel like her character work is not deep.
No,
She's not given anything to work with in this film, though.
that's true.
Like, she really is solely there to complain about Dewey and to rag on Mr. actual
Ned
Mr. Schneebly.
Schneebly.
So I'm just going to overall say the story is shallow. The whole
Shallow
film,
how?
Yeah.
Yeah,
The whole film is shallow
yeah.
and not like in another musical film with Lady Gaga. Not that kind of shallow.
Not that. That's a pretty good shallow.
Yeah. Like there's no character development of Dewey. He's just like selfish, and then pulls Freddie out of the van. Like,
Yeah,
it's
yeah.
just
okay.
like selfish, lies about them having terminal illness.
Yep. Which
Then-
wasn't his idea.
And then it's only once they get to the gig, like the writer's like, oh yeah, he's meant to have developed a liking for these kids.
Yeah.
We better pull Freddie out of this van.
Yeah.
So there's no
Freddie Malfoy.
arc of Jack Black. There's no arc of Joan Cusack. There's no arc of a single kid of any note.
Yeah, okay.
The guitarist kid,
Yeah.
we're just like, oh, he's getting pressure from home. Oh, now his dad's okay. There's
Yeah,
sta-
but not...
there's starting
no.
points and end points, but there's no development and no real kind of arc to speak of.
Yes.
So it's a very shallow movie, and I know it's a comedy, and often in comedies we don't expect depth,
Uh-huh.
but there's not really much else in this movie to hang the movie on other than Jack Black.
There were moments where people could have changed characters, like Joan Cusack in particular, where she
Yep.
gets drunk. She's like, I'm a bitch, and I don't want to be a bitch anymore.
Yeah.
But then she goes back to just being the same character.
Yep. But there's no actual arc of that. Like, it's just this scene is this, and then this scene is something different.
Yeah.
Like, there's no progressive change of Jack Black from selfish to caring about kids. It's just like selfish.
He has
cares.
that one speechy thing on
Giving
the
up on your life.
parents' night when he was going to get arrested, but then didn't get arrested.
Yeah. But there's no in between from I'm just doing this for the money and to get a band
Yeah.
to now I reckon I care about your kids.
Especially at the end when he's like, oh, we lost. Spoiler alert. Oh, we lost. It means nothing. Blah.
But also one of the most predictable but actually well told jokes. I'm pretty sure I've touched your kids.
Yes. Your kids have touched me, and I'm pretty sure I've touched your kids.
That's the joke that is obvious, and I feel like that was always going to be in there. Like when they were like, let's put this guy in a school. We got to make a kid touching joke.
Yeah.
Like that's writer's room number one.
Yeah.
And so that was well timed and well told. So I will pay that one.
Yeah.
It's a hard watch if you're not a Jack Black fan.
It is. Yes.
And as we said at the end of our last episode, I'm not a huge Jack Black fan, and I'm even less of a Joan Cusack fan.
Yes, you are.
Although she does do this role well.
It is well cast,
Yeah.
this movie, in terms of he's being Jack Black.
It couldn't
Well,
be
'cause Mike-
anyone else other than Jack Black.
Mike White basically wrote it for him because they used to live together or something. I looked up.
Oh, okay.
And, you know, he was just a rock star kind of
Yep,
thing,
yep.
but not a star.
He was just
So
a
they
rock
were
guy.
roommates together and he was just like passed out all the time or whatever.
Yeah.
So he basically wrote it for him,
Yeah, right.
is what I can gather.
And this is pretty early, like Jack Black. Like 2001, Shallow Hal, 2002, Ice Age, High Fidelity in 2000,
And then that, yeah.
and little things like The Cable Guy, Mars Attacks, very minor roles. So this and Shallow Hal are, you know, his break,
Yeah.
really. And it's very much a Jack Black vehicle,
Uh-huh.
as they say.
Yep. Was that it?
I just, yeah,
I think that
I don't have a lot to say.
Yeah, because like you said, it is pretty a basic movie, and there is not much character
You
development.
know what, though? I think that if I wasn't watching it as a writer, analysing it for review purposes, I feel like I could have just been, yeah, this is a bit of fun.
It is a bit of fun, and I think that, you know, there is a bit of development in terms of like that Zach kid is a bit more like cool now, and that Asian kid's cool,
I like the development of Lawrence,
and
actually.
the girl singer isn't as shy anymore.
Yeah.
But then it's like the main girl, she's
Summer.
still an uptight Karen, like.
Yeah, but that's just, here's how we can use your uptight Karen-ness to our advantage.
Yeah,
and you're
yeah.
going to make a very successful career out of it.
Yeah.
As iCarly.
Yes. Yeah.
It's like, she looks familiar. Not
She's
that
a
I've
meme now.
watched- Not that I've watched a lot of iCarly. Oh, yeah, she's
You've
the...
seen it in a meme. She's like me at yeah.
Me.
She's the meme.
Me reading Jack Black's contract compared to mine.
Um.
Would you tell Picasso to sell one of his guitars? That's also a meme.
Yeah.
And then I wrote, not long after that, Joan Cusack.
Thank you. I love that they have like 2 lessons of playing rock music, and then they go, "We better soundproof this room," and then like a week later, the teacher's like, she thought she could hear music. I'm like, they've been playing fucking rock music for a week now.
I don't know how long this term has gone on.
Do I?
Because is it the first day that they have music or the second day?
I think
it's
it's
not
the
un-
second day.
It's at the end of the movie when he gets his first paycheck. So they paid weekly or monthly or fortnightly.
I don't know.
I don't get it.
It doesn't quite make sense. And then he's basically identity theft,
Yep.
but doesn't get arrested.
No.
And it's not like anybody would have just been like, "Oh, don't worry about it, slap on the wrist." Like, you've pretended to be a teacher and then come to a school
And touched kids.
and there's no consequence.
No. Because
Not
Joan
for him?
Cusack, the parents, and
Yeah.
actual Ned Schneebly don't have an issue with it.
Yeah. Not for him. There's no consequence for Joan Cusack either.
Yeah. Yeah. There's flaws.
Is that
in
because
this
it's
movie.
like they played the rock music and all the parents were like, "Oh no, this is good. I'm so
Things-
glad my bassist daughter is good now." Like, I don't know. She was a bit nothing.
I'm very glad she's not playing the cello anymore.
Yeah, she'll have more of a
She's coming-
career as a
she's
bass
coming
guitarist.
Third in a battle of the bands.
Yeah.
Things happen very quickly in this movie, and one of the things that happened very quickly is that Freddie goes from not being able to play the crash cymbals to being able to play the whole drum kit.
Yeah.
Like, yeah, that's too quick. One thing before that, though, is he goes to the music class, right? And the miming of the instruments is pretty good. Like, I've
Yes.
seen worse.
Yeah.
Dreamgirls. Miming of trombone, right? But what got me, and so many people listening to this podcast will not understand what I'm about to say,
Okay.
but the musicians hopefully will.
Yeah.
What got me is that they are miming to a MIDI track.
Yeah. Like, yeah.
They are miming to, for those that don't know what a MIDI track is, it is a fake electronically made sound. Not like a cool
Did not everybody
synthesizer.
have Do Re Mix?
Yeah. Not like a cool synthesizer, like a bad MIDI track.
Yeah.
Like when you buy one of the keyboards that's about 30 centimeters long
Yeah.
and press the trumpet button and it goes boop, 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 boop.
Yeah.
Yeah. That's what the kids were miming to in one of the richest schools in whatever city we're in. And
I assume New York.
I don't know.
Anyway. It actually doesn't matter.
That was just a little me thing. There were a few funny jokes. I feel like if I was a Jack Black fan, then I would enjoy this movie more.
Yeah.
I did like the Whitney Houston reference.
Yes.
I believe the children are our future. Mm. And they're like, isn't that a song? He's like, no.
Everybody knows that song. So that's coming up later.
But also, as teachers,
Yeah.
you'd know that song.
Yeah. But then it is funny, he makes that one joke. It's like, those who can't do teach and those who can't teach Jim.
Yeah.
That was, and he's like, haha, I'm friends with you all now for some reason.
Yeah. You all like me.
Yeah.
We do get a montage of them learning. And
Yep.
I suppose that's a little bit of Jack Black actually doing some actual education.
Yeah.
Billy, though?
Billy.
Yeah.
Billy.
Yeah.
Who
Can we bring that up?
No, some of it was funny. Who influences like Christina Aguilera, Puff Daddy, Liza Minnelli. I found that really funny. And then, but later on, when they were like, "You got to stick it to the man.
You gotta be
I'm the
angry at
man.
me."
You got to be.
Yeah.
You're a slob." Like, I found that kind of funny.
And you talk to me about style. You can't even do that bow tie. Are we still okay with it, though? Like
I
being...
think so.
Okay. All right. I'm just checking.
Depends. What's the kid? The kid's like, I don't know. Well, no, I'm not. I don't want to out the kid, but you know what I mean.
Well, actually, one of the things that I've seen about this movie is that the positivity of this movie is that Dewey does let these kids be what they want to be.
Yeah.
And he does let the kid who wants to be a designer is not just like, no, that's not part of rock band.
Can I be the
Just like,
stylist instead? Yeah.
Yeah, go for it, fancy pants.
And then
And he doesn't use any he hasn't used any words that aged bad.
Okay. Yeah.
You know
yeah,
what I mean?
Yeah.
Yeah.
Not and F word pants.
Yeah. It's Freddie's only movie.
Freddie Malfoy.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Shattered that he didn't.
It's also Zach's only movie.
Oh, I didn't look
Like
up
most,
Zach.
I looked up a few of them because I
Yeah.
was like the chick that was the white backup singer. That's bad.
Yeah.
I was like, she looks familiar.
Yep.
So I looked her up. Nah. The only ones
Yeah.
that's really gone on to do anything is
I looked it
Summer.
up. I'm like, surely Freddie is bloody Tom Felton's stunt double or something.
yeah,
Like
because he was not a bad actor. Zach, not so much.
I wonder if he what time did Harry
This
Potter
is
come
post
out?
Harry Potter.
It is post Harry Potter.
Yeah.
Wonder if he auditioned
He might
for
have.
Lucius, but he's not English enough.
No.
No. Or the son of a producer like Daniel.
Look, yeah, it has its moments. It's kind of funny.
I am a music teacher, so I like it in that sense, in that although it's not real, music teachers can point to it and go, look, music teaching is actually engaging and these kids are actually learning things.
But all they're learning is music.
No, but the examples are like, this kid programmed all our light shows.
Yeah.
This kid built a smoke machine. This chick's going to be a businesswoman. And the ones that aren't musically gifted, still in the rock band project.
The groupies. Yeah.
Let's not go there yet.
Yeah.
The ones that aren't musically gifted still did something and learnt skills as part of the Rock Band project.
Yeah.
Um,
You mean we're not going to be in the band?
Yeah.
Sorry, Gary Coleman. No, you're not going to be in the band.
He does the scene with Joan Cusack. I'm pretty sure he's just in there, and then they're just like, we need to kind of give a hint that when shit goes south, she's going to be okay with it.
Yeah, okay.
So we make them friends, and we make her actually a fan of Stevie Nicks,
Yeah.
so that when she does be okay with it, even though she's like, oh, I'm really excited, I'm furious, but I'm really happy that you won.
Yeah.
She does then, as you said, not have any consequences for any of the people involved.
No.
The parents,
She would lose her job.
the parents turn very quickly.
Yep.
The parents are like,
Even when it's like, yeah, they can still be like, oh, we're proud that they did this. Well, the ones whose children were on stage.
the ones that weren't groupies.
Yeah. And they were like, yeah, but then it's also not an environment for children to be in.
Not with that guy wearing that no shirt,
Yeah,
leather business.
Spider.
Yeah.
Yeah.
But also, they haven't done any maths in weeks. Or days, I don't know.
Or months.
They haven't done maths, history, English.
They did history. They did the history of rock music.
Rock history, yeah. And although, again, as a teacher, there are ways that you can integrate English and maths and stuff into music, but Jack Black hasn't done that.
Yes.
I would do that because
Yeah.
I'm actually an educator. Jack Black is Jack Black is not.
Jack Black is a phony and a fraud.
One of my other issues is that in their final performance, the snare drum is tuned terribly.
Oh, okay.
It sounds awful. Everything
Right.
else sounds great.
Yeah.
But then this just, again, musicians, non-musicians or whatever won't get it. Just sounds awful, this snare drum. Little thin, tappy shit.
Yeah, I was going to say the thing that annoyed me about the final performance, but it was just still so much about Jack Black.
Yeah. And
Like, by that stage, it should be just, this is what the kids are doing. And he's up there doing his best fucking AC/DC impersonation.
But then, I guess, they all get their conclusion. The shy girl gets to sing her solo.
Yeah.
That Zach is like, yeah, he's actually a really good guitarist and songwriter.
Yeah.
But also Jack Black
Gets his stage
his
dive.
moment and he gets his stage dive. It should be more about the kids, and it should be more about Jack Black letting it be more about the kids and being less selfish.
Yeah.
But I suppose he does do that when he's like, no, we're going to do Zach's song.
Favorite bit in the final performance is when Lawrence is just like on the
Yeah.
keyboards and he's just doing this thing with his hand. At the same time, he's like,
And he's got the wig on.
yeah. And the other thing that I thought was good was, and he comes over, he's like, I shouldn't be in the band, I'm not cool.
Yep.
And then Jack Black's like, does the little handshake.
Yeah.
And Jack Black's like, let's trust that. Lawrence does it literally like he's playing the piano, like he's got a good posture. He's just like,
Oh, yeah, he's got the hand right.
Yeah.
He's like, we'll work on that. We'll work on that complex handshake.
Because I think, like, the kids played their own instruments.
Yeah.
And that
yeah.
was one of the stipulations Richard Linklater
Yep.
was, like, he'll direct only if the kids play their own
They
instruments.
were all older than 10, weren't they?
Yeah. I think one was 10
Yeah, right.
at the
iCarly.
time. One was 15. It was like 10 to 15 with the age ranges.
Richard Linklater is very good and has quite a history of feel-good family type movies.
And then he made a very boring movie called Boyhood.
But that's still a feel-goody family.
Bloody boring.
Boring, yes, but so yeah, basic story. I like the concept and the premise. It could have been deeper. It is Jack Black. If you like Jack Black, you'll like this movie.
Yep.
I was thinking of what you said in our Barbenheimer episode on Recommend, about it was just the right amount of Will Ferrell.
Right.
So I feel like Jack Black with The Rock and Kevin Hart and Karen Gillan
Yeah.
in Jumanji, I can work that. I
When
can
he's
deal
not
with
the
that.
main
Yeah.
100% of the movie.
Yep. Jack Black, when he dies in 10 minutes in Mars Attacks, I can deal with that. But a whole lot of an hour and 40 minutes or whatever it is of Jack Black is a little bit too much for me.
Well, he was good enough to earn a Golden Globe nomination.
Okay.
Slow year. Yeah.
Any other impact?
Yeah. The soundtrack was nominated for a Grammy.
It launched iCarly.
It launched iCarly.
Yeah.
It was the highest. This is a weird thing I found. It was the highest grossing music themed comedy of all time until the release of Pitch Perfect 2. Not Pitch Perfect
right.
1.
Okay.
There is now a stage show,
And a TV
School of
series.
Rock, a Andrew Lloyd Webber show
Yep.
that was then nominated for 4 Tonys.
Oh, wow.
And then as well, they did Nickelodeon did a show that
Yep.
lasted for 3 seasons.
It's on Paramount Plus here.
Oh, there you go. Should
Yep.
watch it. Nope.
It's on like 3 streaming services in Australia. I started watching it on Binge and then my Binge shat itself. So I watched the rest on Paramount Plus.
Oh, right.
It's also on Stan.
Oh,
Yeah.
the movie.
Yeah.
Yeah, I watched it on Stan.
But the series is only on Paramount.
Yeah, Mike White,
Yes.
the writer,
Yep.
has gone on to do a few things.
Okay.
Namely, he's now the writer, director, producer of White Lotus.
Oh, okay. Yeah, so
Yeah.
that's decent.
So he's, I would say that that's slightly better. He was on.
He's in it.
He's in it.
He's Ned Schneebly.
He's Ned Schneebly. Did you not know that?
No.
Oh, fucking hell.
Okay, he's funny.
Yeah.
Yeah. Well, is he in White Lotus
No,
too? No.
he
okay.
just write, direct, produce, and then gives little cameo things to his fellow Survivor cast members. What? He was on Survivor.
what?
He was on Survivor
Before writing this?
after.
Okay.
So he was on Survivor David versus Goliath is what that season was themed. I
How
can't
come
remember what
that's not
season
in
it was
his
like.
top 4 on IMDb?
Right. Was maybe like season 35 or something.
Oh, Jesus.
Anyway, he was a member of the Goliath tribe because he's a Hollywood writer.
Oh, okay.
Yeah. So that's how they did. They did like David versus Goliath, but Goliath didn't just mean strong. It meant like you're good at what you do kind of thing.
Oh, right. Yeah.
Yeah. He came in second.
Wow,
He made
that's
it all the
pretty
way to
good.
the end, came in second. And yep.
That's it.
It gets, yeah, so it does get kind of mentioned and a lot, but not really many parodies in other shows and stuff. Like, it gets mentioned in like Shrek and Family Guy and The Simpsons and fucking whatever. But it's not like, Family Guy haven't done a parody of it.
Yeah.
That kind of thing.
I'm not sure it's super parodiable.
No.
Not parable, a Jesus story.
Yeah.
Parodiable. I think because Jack Black is a bit of an out there character, like, I think you can parody Dead Poet Society because it's very serious,
Yeah.
like in terms of school parodyings. But
Yeah.
parodying something that is a bit out there and funny is a little bit harder.
Yeah, something came up on TikTok the other day, and it was like these 2 guys that have a podcast, and they were doing this thing, and it was like, name the movie from 1 sentence.
Yep.
And the sentence the guy said was, standing on tables is in this teacher's curriculum,
Oh,
right?
yeah.
Dead Poets
It's
Society,
the whole movie.
obviously.
Yeah.
This guy goes, School of Rock? I was like, no. So anyway,
It's not a movie podcast, is it?
I think, yeah, it is.
Oh,
I'm pretty
gosh.
sure.
We're doing better than that.
Yeah, well, I haven't seen Dead Poets Society.
Do not recommend.
What, Dead Poet Society?
No, that podcast. That podcast.
I don't even know what it was called. Just flicked.
We have watched 2 of Robin Williams' worst movies on this
Yeah,
podcast.
we'll do a good one
I
eventually.
do recommend Dead Poets Society. Okay?
I started watching Birdcage the other day.
Oh, yeah.
I went to a comedy show that we will talk about in a future episode of 2 out of 3, whatever we're
Recommend.
called.
Yep.
And the comedian mentioned, like, he goes, I was running around like Nathan Lane in Birdcage. And I sat there and I went, I'm going to watch Birdcage when I get home. And then I watched an hour and I fell asleep because it was a long week for me.
Did anyone react like the
Yeah.
woman?
I was like, everybody was like, some people were like, ha ha. I was like, bah! Like, I totally got that reference. It was the funniest thing in the thing. Anyway, that's
okay.
about it, culturally impact
Yeah.
wise.
It has, like I said at the start, it has become semi-iconic.
Yeah.
And it is iconic in Jack Black's catalogue.
I think in terms of it's we talked about in the last thing of saying, is this their best movie?
Yep.
Yes.
Yes.
Because it is just, this is Jack Black.
This is Jack Black being
Jack Black.
somewhere between Jack Black and his Tenacious D character.
Yeah.
It's Jack Black. I think Jack Black's really interesting because I feel like he can act. Like
Yeah.
he's not this in The Holiday. He's not this
That's
in
true.
King Kong.
Yeah. I haven't seen King
But
Kong.
this is
His
him.
version of King Kong.
Yeah. I haven't
Seen
seen
the
it either,
original.
but like
I've seen the one from 70 years ago, but I haven't seen the one from
Fay
10
Wray,
years ago.
But I haven't
Yeah.
seen Naomi Watts.
Yeah.
I haven't seen all of it, but the bits I have seen and knowing that it was directed by Peter Jackson and has like Naomi Watts and Adrian Brody in it,
Yeah.
I know that Jack Black is not like this in that
Yeah.
movie.
He's just on the boat.
Yeah, there
Look
is
at
a
a
boat.
boat.
There is a boat.
And he's just like, I'll get this gorilla out here. I'll lure him out. He's like,
I'll melt this gorilla's face.
it's a tribute. There were very obviously moments.
Deleted scene
Yeah.
of
There-
him playing a guitar, and then he's like, Adrian, on the keys.
And they're like, that's not
Yeah.
going to work. Send in the girl.
Pianist reference.
That is a pianist reference.
Yeah.
Hope it ended better for him. Did he die at the end of that? What was
I don't know. Speaking of dying, the
My eyes just exploded.
Fred, I was wondering what that noise was.
Oh, Freddie is dead.
I looked him up,
Sorry, I don't know why that
and
made
it
me
was
laugh.
like School of Rock drummer Kevin Clark dies following cycling accident in Chicago. I'm like, oh, that's why I didn't make any more movies. But this was in 2021.
Yeah.
So he didn't make any more movies, but he continued to be a drummer.
Good.
He was 12 when he was cast, by the way.
Yeah, there were some
Very good drummer for 12.
also obvious bits where Jack Black was ad-libbing.
Yeah,
Feels like make up a song.
Riffing.
Make up
Yep.
a song.
Yeah.
That was like, in this scene, Dewey makes up a song. Don't write anything, just...
the one.
The rent is way past due.
No, and I reckon it's the made up song is I don't want to do my homework.
Yeah.
That one. Like
Yeah,
that's
yeah.
made up too.
3 plus 3 is 5. I want to, correct, it's 9. Yeah.
Very good. What is 6 times a billion?
6 billion.
6 billion?
Ginger Kid is funny. Anyway, he does nothing.
Are we going to talk about appropriateness, or are we saving that for what would we change after we do the awards?
We could talk about appropriateness.
Come on. Now touch
Yeah.
me, babe.
Yeah.
Not appropriate.
Yeah.
Yeah. Groupies? Not appropriate.
Not appropriate.
Yeah, even less appropriate when iCarly says they're sluts.
Yeah. I Googled groupies. They're sluts. Oh, no, she didn't Google them. She researched them on the internet.
And Carter.
And she went on in Carter. It's not Small Soldiers. It was like a bit
was in
later
Carter
than in
2000.
Carter. Yeah, okay.
I'm sure there was.
Oh,
She went to the library and looked up groupies in Encyclopedia Britannica.
yeah.
Some of the song choices not super appropriate.
Well, that's part of the thing that rock music and that.
Also, one more thing about the writing is I get that you want to make Ned have an ordinary name, but Schneebly's not a real name.
No.
It doesn't feel like a character's name that Dewey has taken. It feels like Joan Cusack comes up to him and says, "What's your name?"
It's Ned Schneebly.
Ned Schneebly.
It's like that thing in Family Guy where Peter doesn't want to say his name.
Yeah.
And he's looking around and he goes, and then he sees peas and he goes, pea, and then he sees a woman crying and goes, tear, and then a griffin flies in. Peter Griffin. It's like that, but also nothing like that at all.
Yeah, I thought it was more like when Homer Simpson names himself after the hairdryer Max Power. Not appropriate couple of song choices, which I get is part of the thing.
Yes.
So we do some awards.
Let's do it.
Worst extra, named after Andy Millman in Ricky Gervais's Extras. When there's one scene where they're in the lunchroom, which is also the gym, which doesn't make sense in a very rich school.
Yes. Yeah.
A girl behind Jack Black just looks at her apple for about a minute. She's just there going, and then she turns it around in her hand, and then she turns it around in her hand, and then Jack Black finishes his joke, and then she eats the apple.
Just in case it made too much noise.
Yep.
All right, there was when Jack Black takes Joan Cusack out for a drink.
Yep.
And he goes to the jukebox.
Yes.
And it's just like a guy sitting, like, almost on the jukebox.
Was it the Fonz?
No, it was definitely not the Fonz. It was like just some guy that was just standing with his arms crossed. And then he didn't react at all to...
2:00 in the afternoon on a Wednesday.
Yeah, and he just didn't react at all to...
Jack Black dancing
Jack
like a
Black
dickhead.
going over there or doing anything. And I'm like, why are you so close to the jukebox if you're not going to do anything?
Yeah.
Which is partially not his fault, extra. Richard Linklater put him there.
Yeah.
But then react if then he puts on Stevie Nicks. Like,
I've got a couple from the crowd of their final gig.
Yep.
When the girl sings her solo, they cut to her parents in the crowd.
Yes.
Right? And they're all looking very proud.
Yeah, she's like, oh my God, she can sing. Of course.
And then there's a woman, a couple behind them, who just kind of looks over at them and then looks back. Doesn't really react.
Yeah, right.
Like, and I don't know if she's another parent. I assume she is. But if I was another parent, I'd be like, oh, they're proud. But she just looks over and goes, oh, must be their daughter.
There was
and
one...
then looks away again.
There was one parent... I've got one that's another parent, but this is another one. There was one parent that was just kind of in the group of parents. Like, it was like Zach's dad, Lawrence's dad, that kid's dad, and then there's just this one...
Who didn't say anything?
She didn't say anything. She barely reacted to anything. And then it was like, whose mum are you? Are you Freddie's mum? Is that why you're so front and center?
Yeah.
But they didn't acknowledge her or anything. So, with the bit where it's like, we don't have tickets. She's just there like, what are you doing?
Even the people that had tickets were better at showing their
barging
tickets
through.
and getting through. There were quite a few people in the crowd who didn't react to the band at all. I feel like maybe the band weren't on stage when they were filming the crowd scenes.
Yeah.
Because even when the kids go, kick some ass, and it cuts to Ned and Ned smiles.
Yeah.
Because he's like, I wrote that joke. It's funny.
Yeah. I wrote this song.
There's a guy standing literally next to him just chewing gum. Just
like Chris Fagan at the footy, just chewing gum.
Doesn't react to, like, even if you're not, I was going to say into kids, but that's not what I want to say. Even if you're not into this whole thing of kids playing in a rock band, when that's funny. The kids going, kick some ass. You're like, oh, good one, Jack.
There was also one parent, when they go back to Joan Cusack's office, and they're all like yelling.
And abuse her. And there's only one mum sitting down for some reason.
Yep. And then they're all like, blah, 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 talking over the top of each other. So basically the direction would have been, you 8 talk, because we're not paying the others.
No.
There's one extra that is like miming, like, not saying anything, but she's just like, and does it so bad that she's like, everybody stop. And then there's no talking anymore, but his mouth is still just like, for a bit. I was like, yes, it's so bad.
He wins.
Yeah. It's so
Because
good.
that's him. That's not Richard.
Yeah.
Yeah, that's him.
The only thing is that that was the best take they could get.
Yeah,
He's
yeah.
just like, oh, I went on too long.
All right, extra who keeps mouth moving in principal's office. I got to write this note so I can get the TikTok for it.
Yeah.
At 2 out of 3 brothers is the TikTok. All right, that's the Andy Millman Worst Extra Award. The Estelle Reiner Best Extra Award. This was tough
Yeah.
for me because... And then I had a thought, right? Are they good extras if you don't notice them?
Kind of.
Yeah.
Yeah.
But that's not what this award's about.
No.
It's about...
Scene stealing-ish.
That's fucking great.
Yeah. My
main one I had was that guy who just comes over and rubs himself while talking to Joan Cusack.
I wrote him as well. Because
And
he's,
he's like-
he's the one at the start who steals Jack Black's spot in that band. Yeah.
But he's also... I think he speaks too much.
Yeah.
Because he has a joke back and forth. He's like,
Yeah.
you're really hot. She's like, oh, do you need to cool down or something?
Yeah, if he didn't have that scene and it was just what he was doing in the band while they were performing, because he was like
Yeah.
swirling around his hips and
Yeah.
stuff, it was hilarious.
If he said less and didn't have jokes with Joan Cusack,
Yeah.
I think he'd be up there.
I wrote the girl that's crying in Joan Crawford.
If Joan Crawford had an office, girls would be crying in it.
Oh, mummy, dearest. I like in Joan.
I also feel
Cusack's
like Joan
office.
Cusack's character is not dealing with wire hangers.
No,
No, she's not a
She's
wire
not.
hanger house.
She was like, the girl is there and she's crying. And she's like, you've just got to be more conscientious, Emily. And then she's like, oh. And then she's like, do you need a hug? And she's like, ah. She goes, I'll try harder. So that was
good,
one
actually.
nomination.
That was
And
good.
then the other nomination I gave was like the guys that like Freddie was chilling with in the van.
That scene made me uncomfortable.
Yeah, okay, good.
So I kind of don't want to give him to that scene.
Yeah. The other one I had, a la Oliver, was the bass player girl.
Yeah.
She didn't do much.
Yeah. No.
Including the end credits. She didn't get a solo.
She did allow Jack Black to make the joke cello.
Yeah.
Yeah. I don't know the line. I just know that he said cello like hello.
Hello, you got a bass.
Oh, yeah.
Play that. That's a G. Dum, 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 dum. Just do that. That's basically all she did the whole movie.
Well,
Do.
if I've learned
do.
anything from Rock Band on the Xbox,
Yeah.
is that if you can play G quavers,
Yeah.
which are eighth notes for our American listeners,
Yeah.
you can play every AC/DC song,
Yep.
pretty much, which I feel like is a big part of Jack Black's curriculum.
Yes.
Hopefully not. I've got big balls.
Ooh.
I'm going to give it to the girl who shrieks away from Joan Cusack.
Yeah.
So I'll have to write that in my notes.
Because she
as
does
well.
that quite well.
Yeah. Girl that shrieks away from Joan. The
Christina. That's in wire hangers. Yep.
Oh, okay, right. In the Worst Line Award, named after Halle Berry's X-Men line, do you know what happens to toads when they get struck by lightning? The same thing that happens to everything else.
Yep.
Sarah Silverman.
I wrote hello. Because I wrote it and I was like, what? Because she goes like, it's at the start and she's like, hello. And she does it in quotation marks. I'm like, why are you doing that in quotation marks?
I've just nominated because it's so shallow. There's no depth to her character and most of what she says is lame. So I've just nominated her character.
Right. I then also wrote Braceface because he nicknames one of the kids Braceface.
Yeah, that's not appropriate.
It's Mr. Schneebly? Actually, it's Schneebly.
Yeah, it's not.
It's not, because you're 3 days into the job and everybody calls you Ned Schneebly.
Yes. Oh, well, I nominated Schneebly for being a terrible name.
Okay.
Not a terrible, sorry if anyone's listening and their name's Schneebly, but as a writer,
Imagine if somebody's name is actually Schneebly.
get in touch. At me. I don't care. At 2 out of 3 brothers on the socials. As a writer, Schneebly is an odd name to name someone.
Yeah.
I also, I want to know, is having the mime to a MIDI file count as a bad line? It's a bad music
It's
line.
not a bad line.
Okay. Thought I'd ask, because it really shitted me more than any of the lines in the movie.
The other one I had was girl singer. I think her name's Tamika. And that's not me being racist. Her name is Tamika.
We know a white Tamika.
Yeah.
That's a fact. That's
We
not being,
do. We do.
I'm not being racist. I know one.
And
Her name is Tamika.
at one point, she's like, I can't go on. I'm too nervous. Everybody's
Yep.
going to laugh at me because
Yep.
I'm fat. And he's like, you've heard of Aretha Franklin.
Yeah.
She literally sang an Aretha Franklin song at you.
Oh, yeah.
So that kind of just annoyed me. And then he was like, everybody wanted to party with Aretha. I'm like, I don't know if she's that kind of like, oh, did you go to that Aretha Franklin party the other night? It was massive.
Yeah, I'm partying with Whitney instead of Aretha.
Yeah.
She's got the,
Different kind of party.
Bobby has the good stuff. Posh Spice?
Posh Spice, I think, is fine.
It doesn't match, though.
No.
Like, I don't feel like...
Posh Spice. I feel
don't-
like that's points he's just ad-libbing.
Yeah, I don't feel like that's something that he would call someone.
No.
But it's also like 2003. It's past Spice Girls time.
That's true.
These kids don't know the Spice Girls.
Well, would they know Victoria Beckham?
Probably not.
It's been that awkward in-between
Yeah.
thing.
Um,
Well, they would have been together longer than 20 years.
I hope you've nominated this one as well. They're sluts.
Oh, I did.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Because
Like, you shouldn't be saying sluts.
No, but also it shouldn't be written in for a 10-year-old girl to say.
Yeah.
That would not going to fly on Nickelodeon, iCarly.
Yeah.
You're not saying that.
No.
4 o'clock in the afternoon or wherever it was on.
Maybe in the reboot, but not in the original.
Maybe on the meme. Maybe he'll make a meme out of that.
Yes. They're all sluts. That's her, that's her
researching
groupies. Yeah.
They're sluts.
Done.
Done.
Make
I'm
that.
gonna make the meme. Hold me to that,
I'm tempted
please.
to go with the sluts.
I think so. Just so I can
If you know what I mean.
So I can share this meme.
Yeah, I'm happy to say they're sluts. I'm happy to say
Yeah.
that that's the worst line.
iCarly, interesting meme generator. I'm gonna be
Yeah.
interesting. They're sluts.
Yeah.
Okay. They're sluts is the Halle Berry worst line in School of Rock. I cried when they did their final performance.
Oh.
Of course. Not for Jack Black. For Zach.
For Zach.
For Zach, not Zach Attack. For writing the song, and his dad suddenly is okay with him being a musician
Yeah.
because he wrote one good song when he was 10.
Song's not even that good.
I'm like, Taylor Hanson did that. Then what happened?
Yeah.
They're still touring 30 years later.
You can make a lot of money off one song. Just like Kate Bush.
I know another writer who literally follows them on tour.
The Hansons.
Yeah. The Hanson. She had a 6-week trip to the States following them on tour. Loves
That's
them.
okay. Okay. Yep. If that's what you like, that's what
Yeah.
you like. If
No.
that's what you spend your money on, that's fine.
Go for it. I love when people love things. Like to a level.
Yeah.
To a proper level.
Good on her.
So yeah, I teared up when they did their final performance.
Okay.
Not of their song, not A Long Way to the Top.
Ooh la la la. Ooh la la la. Ooh la la la.
Some good dance moves.
Ooh la la la. Ooh.
We get it. That was the Ben Stiller,
Yeah.
Something About Mary most crying moment. In the I Am Your Father most iconic scene, I feel like it's him teaching them their first song.
Yeah, I wrote that. You know, when he's seen them and then he brings all the gear in.
Yeah,
and
come
then
on,
he's
come
like-
on, come on.
Yeah,
Even though
well,
it's not a
not
good song.
that bit as much as the whole other scene.
Yeah, teaching them their first song
Um,
or their final performance.
yeah, that's really the only two I could think of.
Yeah.
I think they're making him up because that's the bit that's more iconically Jack Black being Jack Black, which is
Yep.
basically what the whole movie
The whole
is.
movie
So
is. Yep.
that makes sense.
So that's the most iconic scene. All right. Done.
It's an easy movie to watch. It has its moments. Yeah, great.
Yeah. Okay.
Good on him.
Now, because we are reviewing School of Rock this week, we are going to have a look at a top 5 category that is the top 5 movies with music in schools. Have I worded that well?
Yes.
So-
Sure.
Musicals and movies.
Yeah.
My,
So like High School Musical movies, but not High School Musical.
now, actually,
Because it's not in any of ours, is it?
before we do the list,
Yeah.
are we doing it by quality of movie or like of movie?
What do you mean, like of movie?
Like how well we like it.
Oh, I'm doing it on the quality of what I think is the best. I already know your number one.
Yeah, okay. If anyone's listened to the podcast for long enough, they'll know my number one. All right, my number... you go first this time. I
My
went first
number
last
5 is School of Rock.
time. Okay.
Because I think it is quite, iconic kids playing music.
I think you're going to be surprised and or annoyed you didn't think of my number 5 unless it's higher in your list.
Okay.
Coda.
It's not. I did think of it, but
Yeah.
I don't see that as music in school.
She is a student
She's just-
learning music in school, and
But
that's the point of the
She's
movie.
just kind of just doing it on her own. No, the point of the movie is that her family is deaf.
Yeah, well, that is the DA of Coda. But she is the C, and childs go to school.
Yeah, but I don't remember that being so much about her in school as her just being into music.
Okay.
You know what I mean? Like, I don't remember any school scenes. I've watched it once.
When she first sung. Anyway,
Okay.
I put Coda in there.
Okay.
When I give my honourable mention, we can discuss whether or not one of those should be in the number 5 spot.
Yeah.
Your number 4?
My number 4 is Fame.
I didn't even
Are you
think
annoyed
of
that you
Fame.
didn't think of that?
Yes.
It's pretty iconically.
Can I take Coda out for Fame?
Now you might see why Coda didn't make my list once I go through my
okay.
list.
You've probably done better than me then. My number 4 is Whiplash.
Oh, see, I thought of that as well. And I thought he wasn't, I don't know what movies I'm watching, but I thought he wasn't like in school. I thought it was like a
I think
extracurricular.
it's a uni. Like
Yeah,
I think
okay.
it's not a high school, I think.
Yeah.
But it's great.
Yeah.
Miles Teller is
it did
great.
almost make, I'll give that one an honourable
and
mention.
J.K. Simmons is great. So that's my number 4.
Yeah.
Whiplash.
My number 3 is what some may say the most iconic high school song music thing, Grease.
Oh, I thought you were going to say what my number 3 was.
Oh. High School
Okay,
Musical.
Grease. No, my number 3. Yeah, okay. I'm go with Grease. Grease is
Is that your number 3 as well?
no, it's a musical.
It's
Yeah.
a musical.
So yeah, it still counts.
Yeah.
My number 3 is Sister Act 2.
Okay.
Okay. Your number 2.
Hairspray.
My number 2, Grease.
So basically,
Your
I think
number
our
1 is Sister Act 2.
yeah, my number 1 is Sister Act 2.
And my number 1 is Hairspray.
So basically, we had the same top 3,
Yep.
and then different orders, and now 4 and 5 were things that we didn't really, the other person didn't think of.
No, I'm annoyed for not thinking of Fame. I think when I first thought of the list, I thought of Fame, but then forgot it by the time I wrote stuff down.
Yeah.
I'm gonna-
And by fame, the famed version, I mean the 1980 version, not the 2009 version. They tried to redo
I
it
didn't
and it was
even know
terrible.
they made another one.
Yeah. It has
about
Kelsey
Footloose?
Grammer in it.
They're school students dancing.
But they're dancing.
It's dancing, not
Yeah.
music. Yeah.
Yeah.
Honourable mention. I got a couple.
High School Musical 3.
American Pie Band Camp.
Yeah, I was trying to think which one had that in it, but
It's like the fourth one. They just
Yeah.
tried to string.
wait,
the
doesn't it
franchise.
go one band camp reunion?
No, it's American
wedding?
Pie, American Pie 2, American Pie The Wedding,
Oh,
and then
reunions when they're older.
then there's American Pie Presents Band Camp.
Yeah.
American Pie Presents The Naked Mile. American Pie Presents one other
Right,
one.
right.
And then American Pie Reunion.
Okay,
Yeah.
I'm sure that there are plenty.
And the only thing that's in all of them is Eugene Levy.
People might be surprised to see, based on our last 2 out of 3 Brothers episode, that dear Evan Hansen did not make the list.
Oh, yeah. That's set in a school.
That is set in a school.
Another honourable
psychiatric
mention
hospital.
to High School Musical.
Yeah, but not 2 because they're not at school then. They're at their summer job.
Part of why I put it in as an honourable mention, and I almost actually had it in number 5, but Coda is a much better movie.
It is.
It's a juggernaut of a franchise.
Oh, yeah.
Like High
Considering
School
it's a
Musical,
Disney
High School
TV
Musical
movie.
2, High School Musical 3, High School Musical the series, High School Musical the series, the musical the series,
Yeah.
and the stage show of High School Musical.
Yeah,
It's huge.
yeah. Honorable mention TV show Glee. I don't know.
Yep.
It doesn't fit in, but
I'll allow it.
Glee the movie concert in 3D.
Yep. Okay. I'll allow it.
There's probably so many more.
Even though we've reviewed School of Rock, it only made it onto your list in the number 5 spot
Yeah, it scraped in there.
because you couldn't remember any scenes from Coda and you thought Whiplash was after school.
I actually had them. I had a longer list, and then I was like, "Oh, I don't think Coda's so much about her doing music in school." And I thought the same about Whiplash.
Should I put High School Musical in my number 5 spot then?
No, keep it the same. If she sings at school,
In
fine.
1 or 2 scenes.
Yeah.
But I think the final thing is her auditioning to get into a college.
yes,
And she does the sign language, and I bawled, of course.
yeah. Well, I think everybody did.
I'm a crier.
And then if Pitch Perfect was set in a high school and not a college, it would have made my list.
Yeah. Yeah.
But they
All right.
did no education in that movie, so that's fun.
No. I still can't believe there's a character called Fat Amy.
Her name's not even Amy.
Yeah. That's just weird. Thanks for listening to another episode of Two Drink Cinema. Let's see what we're watching next week.
Ooh.
Oh, nostalgia with a capital N. I'm going to give you a visual clue.
Okay.
Okay?
Wait, where are we up to? What month is it? Okay.
No, I'm going to give you a visual clue and hope that the audience won't get it.
Beverly Hillbillies.
Hillbillies.
Yes.
So
How do we do this? Do we do a 6 degrees?
yeah, we got to do 6 degrees from School of Rock to Beverly Hillbillies. Dolly Parton, Lily Tomlin. Lily Tomlin's in it.
Is Cloris Leachman's the grandma, isn't she?
Yeah.
God, I don't think that really helps me at all.
Well, no, Cloris Leachman can get you Sky High,
Yeah.
which gets you Kelly Preston and Kurt Russell, and the guy
I did it again. I was going to say Patrick Swayze.
and the guy that's in Succession,
Yeah, that's true.
and Mary Elizabeth Winstead.
God, that doesn't help at all.
Mary Elizabeth Winstead, she's a good actress.
She is. Okay, so, well, he was in... Yeah.
So Jack Black or Joan Cusack have to get us, or iCarly, but I don't know what's in any
No.
other Nickelodeon shows. Jack Black.
Joan Cusack... Joan Cusack was in Toy Story 2, and so was Jim Varney, who's in Beverly Hillbillies. Jim
Yeah.
Varney was the Slinky Dog,
Oh, yeah, he was.
and he's Jed Clampett.
Yeah, well, there you go. Easy.
Wow. Digged that out of
Where
somewhere.
did that come from? All right, next week is
I'm not surprised
Beverly
that I remembered
Hillbillies.
his actual name was Jim Varney and I didn't get it confused with somebody else.
Released in October of 1993. We watched this a number of times.
We watch, and her penis is hard to find.
Yeah, yeah.
Anyway, God, I hope it stood up. I'm so going to be so disappointed if it's not funny.
Yeah, I'll be really disappointed if it needs to be cancelled. I
Yeah.
think it'll be okay.
I'm hoping so.
Lily Tomlin, I just remember, is great.
I remember this. That's what I thought was Lily Tomlin. Maybe that's how I got into Outrageous Fortune. No, that didn't make sense.
Maybe.
That was for a while. That would have been what I knew
Lily
Tomlin for.
Yeah.
Her worst possible movie. Probably
That could have got you to Big Business.
Maybe.
That then got you to 6 Degrees.
I don't know how I still to this day don't know how at a young age I've discovered Outrageous Fortune.
Anyway.
But that's fine.
We'll see. Beverly Hillbillies next week. This has been School of Rock. Join our Facebook group. Like us, subscribe, give us a rating and review. We might read your review out in an episode. We're going to start doing that. I'm going to find the reviews.
Good.
All right. Thanks, Brett.
Thanks, Lee. Cheers. Thanks for listening to Two Drink Cinema. We would like to acknowledge the traditional owners of the land on which this podcast was produced and pay our respects to elders past and present.
If you'd like to support the podcast, either leave a tip or become a member for early access to these episodes by using the link in the show notes.
Join the Facebook group for more chat about the movies we review, and make sure you follow us on the socials to keep up to date.
Hit the subscribe button and leave us a review on your podcast app.
Happy viewing and drink responsibly.